Hello and welcome to the first ever edition of The Drop with me, Gavin Ramjohn. Coming up on today's hit, Bieber smashed it again at the iHeartRadio Awards, but it's his new do that's causing a storm. Find out why in a moment. And the dude who started a drunk argument with himself on text. Oh my God, how the hell does that happen? First up, Kesha. In an explosive Instagram post, she claims she'd rather the truth ruin her career than ever lie for a monster again. The monster being her producer, Dr. Luke. Before we get into who's saying what in this latest spat, let's take a look at the Grammy Award-winning artist doing what she does best. In 2014, Kesha and her mother, Kemosabe, sued Dr. Luke, who's part of Sony, accusing the producer of sexual, physical, emotional and verbal abuse. Dr. Luke then sued them back, saying they were ruining his rep and breaking their contracts. This is what she said: "I would have to apologise publicly and say that I never got raped. This is what happens behind closed doors. I will not take back the truth." Luke's side of the story is that she's been trying to break contracts that have already made her rich to try and get even more lucrative ones. His team say that she can already record without Dr. Luke. According to their team, she freely entered into the agreements years after the incident happened. While the saga is set to rumble on, more legal hearings are set. She's trying to get out of the record deal. Tell us your thoughts on it all below. Next up, to what could possibly clinch it for Donald Trump in the US presidential election nomination. A Twitter account called Babes for Trump is getting followers galore at the moment. One can only imagine why. It describes itself as making America great again, one babe at a time. This scantily clad lot are big fans of the Donald, and they're showing their support by posing with guns, bottles, and generally flaunting their assets to show their love for Trump's campaign. The Trump rump, you gotta love it, haven't you? Funnily enough, none of them seem to talk about Trump's policies like the Great Wall of Mexico or deporting Muslims, or who to punish when it comes to abortion. Now, Justin Bieber is never far away from the headlines. Now he's getting caught up in a big row over cultural misappropriation, all because he had his bleached blonde hair in dreads. He stuck them on his Instagram account before the recent iHeartRadio Awards. Now, what the heck is cultural misappropriation, I hear you ask? Well, according to the definition, it's the use of elements of one culture by members of a different culture. And it really gets people going if you take anything from black culture and put it mainstream. This is literally one of the most stupid things I've ever heard. People on Twitter were saying, Justin Bieber's got dreads. There's your daily dose of cultural appropriation. Another added, dreadlocks are cultural appropriation. We've taught you this before. Your hair is fine as it was. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, I say, as someone who used to have dreadlocks, that is ridiculous. You just cannot be saying stuff like that. If Bieber wants to have his barnet like this, then geez, what is the problem? It's kind of like saying white people shouldn't do rap or anything blues influenced. Pretty much borders on reverse racism. Anyhow, enough of my venting. What do you think about it? Bieber's hair, let me know. Comment below and tell me what you think. Oh my God, literally the most hilarious story I've heard in a long time. You all know what it's like when you've had a couple of drinks, you end up drunk texting someone. Well, picture this. 29-year-old Martin McNally from Dundee gets in after a night out with the missus at bingo. Yep, I know, bingo. Who the heck goes to bingo that's under 60? He asks for his mate's number off his girlfriend, and she mistakenly, after a couple of drinks, gives him his own number. So, Martin's out of the game then. He ends up texting himself, and you'd think when each reply came back saying exactly the same thing, something would have twigged. Nope. He ended up having a full-on text argument with himself. This story is just too hilarious, but the funny thing is, you just know that loads of people out there have done the same thing at some point in their life. Lastly, the new Top Gear trailer's been released. It's got Chris Evans, Matt LeBlanc, and quite frankly, a few others who I've never heard of fronting what is possibly the biggest TV show in the world. There it is, have a good look. The show's already come under a load of flack for doing donuts on Whitehall. I mean, in theory, it was probably quite a laddish thing to do, but when it's next to the country's most symbolic war memorial, the Cenotaph, you can understand why it caused quite a stir. Check out the teaser and let me know what you think. Go!
Have a good long talk with the wardrobe department.
That's it for this edition of The Drop. Cheers for giving this one a watch. Give us a thumbs up as well at the bottom if you fancy it. And don't forget to let us know what you think about Bieber's dreads and the new Top Gear show too. See you soon.
You don't like it.
Now, Justin... Now... Sorry, I'm gonna put that in the edit, I think. And don't forget to let us know what you think about Bieber's dreads and the new Top Gear... You'd think I'd know how to do this by now.